On a quiet spring night in 1838, farmer Jimmy Johnson looked to the stars for solace, only to be met by an alien race claiming to be humanity's creators. Welcome to Stories by Hawk. That's me. Short stories that range from fun to poignant, crafted for you to enjoy anytime, anywhere. Tonight's story is called The Stars Are Calling. Jimmy Johnson leaned against the splintered fence post of his family farm one cool spring evening in 1838, gazing at the stars scattered across the endless Missouri sky. Life was hard, and the weight of drought and debt pressed heavily on his shoulders. He had come to the edge of the pasture for solitude, a place to escape the constant grind of plowing fields and mending fences. But what awaited Jimmy that night was no mere moment of peace. It was a revelation that would change the course of his life and the destiny of humanity itself. The chirping of crickets fell suddenly silent. A chill breeze swept through the fields, carrying through it a low, thrumming hum that seemed to vibrate in Jimmy's very bones. Startled, he turned toward the horizon just as the night sky erupted into an unearthly glow. A brilliant silver light streaked across the heavens and descended towards him, its radiance outshining the moon. Jimmy's eyes widened, following the source of light as it settled in the nearby meadow. A shimmering, disc-shaped craft that seemed alive with movement, its surface rippling like water. He stood frozen as a ramp extended from the side of the object, and three figures emerged. They were tall, impossibly tall, with slender, elongated limbs and skin that shimmered like polished stone, an otherworldly shade of maroon that shifted and danced in the moonlight. Their eyes glowed faintly like liquid stars, and their movements were so fluid that it seemed as though they glided rather than walked. One of the beings stepped forward, tilting its head as if examining Jimmy. Its lips did not move, yet its voice rang out clear and melodic in his mind, as if the words had bypassed his ears and gone straight into his soul. Jimmy Johnson, the being said, its tone calm yet immense, as though carrying the weight of millennia. Do not fear. We mean you no harm. We are the Elohim, travelers from the world of Maroon, far beyond the stars you know. We have come to speak with you, the one chosen to carry our message. Jimmy's knees buckled, and he stumbled back against the fence post, clutching it for support. What are you? He stammered. What do you want with me? The being's luminous eyes seemed to soften. We are your creators, in a sense. Tens of thousands of years ago, we came to this world, a fertile, vibrant planet teeming with potential. From the clay of this earth, we shaped your ancestors in our image, blending their nature with our own essence. Humanity is the legacy of the maroon. Jimmy blinked, his heart pounding in his chest. You're saying you made us? That we came from you? Indeed, the being replied. You are our children, born of earth but bearing the spark of maroon. We have watched your kind grow, evolve, and struggle. We have seen your triumphs and your follies. But now we come to you with an invitation. Jimmy swallowed hard. What kind of invitation? The being raised a long, graceful hand, and an image appeared in the air before Jimmy. A vision of a galaxy brimming with stars, its edges pulsing with an eerie, otherworldly glow. Our world, the being explained, is nearing its end. Though we live for thousands of years, or thousands of your years, the resources of Maroon have been depleted, and the time has come for us to seek new homes among the stars. We have found a galaxy far from here, vast and empty, devoid of life, but we cannot colonize it alone. We need humanity to join us, to help sow the seeds of life across the cosmos. Jimmy's fear began to ebb, replaced by a strange mixture of awe and curiosity. You want us to leave Earth to go with you? Not at all, the being said. Earth will remain a sanctuary for those who choose to stay. But for the brave, for the dreamers and the pioneers, we offer the stars. We will teach your people to build new worlds, to thrive in the emptiness of space. Together, we can bring life to the void and create a future greater than anything you can imagine. Jimmy shook his head, struggling to wrap his mind about what he was hearing. But, but why me? I'm just a farmer. I'm not a prophet or a leader. The being extended its hand, and a small glowing orb appeared in its palm. It pulsed with gentle, rhythmic light, as though alive. You have been chosen because of your resolve, your humility, and your connection to Earth. This is the key of Maroon. It is a gift of knowledge, a bridge between our world and yours. With it, you will see visions of what is to come, and it will guide you as you prepare your people for the journey ahead. Hesitant, Jimmy reached out and took the orb. The moment it touched his skin, a surge of energy flooded his mind. In an instant, he saw cities of glass and light suspended among the stars, human colonies thriving on alien worlds, and a galaxy alive with possibility. He saw Earth not abandoned, but transformed, a beacon of hope in the great expanse of space. The beings began to ascend the ramp, their forms shimmering as they returned to their craft. We will return when the time is right, the leader said. Share this vision, Jimmy Johnson. The stars are calling, and humanity's destiny lies among them. The ship rose into the sky, its silver glow fading until it was indistinguishable among the stars. Jimmy stood alone in the meadow, the orb warm in his hand, his heart racing with a sense of purpose he had never known. In the weeks that followed, Jimmy couldn't hold the vision to himself. Whenever a traveler passed by his farm, he would stop them to share the tale of the Elohim and their message. Most dismissed him as a fool or ignored him outright. But one man listened. He was a wiry, intense fellow with a piercing gaze and a hunger for knowledge. He introduced himself as Joseph Smith. Joseph leaned closer as Jimmy recounted his encounter, his voice low and steady as he spoke of the Elohim and the destiny of humanity among the stars. It's not so different, Joseph said, his voice tinged with wonder, from visions I've had myself. But I never imagined creators from beyond the heavens. Jimmy smiled faintly. Maybe that's why you stopped here tonight. Maybe the Elohim wanted you to hear this. Joseph nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. Perhaps they did, he murmured, and perhaps this is only the beginning. Jimmy never saw Joseph again after that night, but he heard whispers of the man's growing following and his tales of divine revelation. Jimmy couldn't help but wonder if the Elohim's message was spreading in ways he hadn't imagined, carried on by the stranger who had stopped to listen. Well, thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed this story and found it as fascinating and fun as I did in creating it. If you'd like to dive deeper into some of my stuff, feel free to visit my website at tfhcalifornia.com.